What is up, orcs and vultures? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are returning to Afterwar Gundam X. Last time the Battalion was activated and taken down by GX. We witnessed the shortest beach episode in Gundam history. Even the Gundam Seed episode where people are hanging out on the deck of the Archangel was a better episode. And that had no beach. The Freedom crew also went up against the orcs and Tifa talked to a dolphin. This time the Freedom crew learns that the white dolphin is a new type. It works together with the Freedom crew to fight against the orcs. Another orc group works with Orba. And somehow Anil returns. So let's get into this. After seeing the satellite laser, Tifa continues talking to the dolphins. The white dolphin hates humans and leaves with its school? Hold on, let me look this up. Pod. Pod of dolphins. It's a pod. Garad tells Jamil and the Freedom crew that he saw the white dolphin, and now has to admit that he was creeping on Tifa. There may be a new type using a flash system somewhere close by. The Freedom continues through the Pacific. Things are lawless out in the oceans. I mean, things are pretty lawless on the land. Dorza wants to get his hands on the Gundam. Also, bro has a tiny skull on his necklace. What tiny animal is that? He wants to show that he is the toughest on the sea. They have D-Navi systems, so they could easily barter for a Gundam type. But this is about pride. He wants GX. The Freedom meets with the Sea Vultures for supplies. One of their suppliers tells them stories of the D-Navi system. The orcs take dolphin brains to mechanize echolocation to new type levels. They occasionally go to town on pods of dolphins. It's a bloodbath. The man also mentions the white dolphin. It is something different. The white dolphin is trying to save its fellow dolphin. Its new type powers can easily mess with torpedoes. Garad mentions that Tifa could talk to dolphins. He once again has to come to terms with his creeping. Tifa comes in and tells them that the white dolphin is currently fighting for its life. The Freedom goes to help the dolphin. GX and Airmaster launch. The white dolphin is watching, thinking, maybe these humans aren't too bad. GX gets bodied by torpedoes from Dowseats. Get it together, Garad. The Dowseats split into two. Some attack Airmaster on land. Get it together, wits. The pew-pews are abundant. The orcs are catching up to the Freedom. Suddenly, the white dolphin comes in the middle of the battle. He says, bro, I got this. The white dolphin uses new type echolocation to fry out the D-Navi system. You know, a friend wanted to hang out. I said, nah, man. I have to make a video about magic dolphins. What a life. The orcs slow down and the Freedom is able to lose them. Roy comes in with his S1 equipment late to the game. They begin taking out orc ships as they are dead in the water. Witz does the final blow on Dorza's sea castle. The white dolphin strikes a pose and gives them a motivational speech. Thanks to a dolphin, I continue to have the will to live. Thanks, dolphin. Do it, Garad. Do it. Ah, you tease. An operation was conducted by Newtype Labs in secret called Operation L. This didn't happen, but might have changed the outcome of war. It lays dormant underwater. A group of orcs are led by a man named Marcus Guy. They conduct raids using Dowseat 3s. The DTM 7200 Dowseat 3 is a variant of the Dowseat with additional beam guns in the hands. The arms extend further than the original Dowseat. This has improved hydrojet engines, which makes the unit faster in the water, but slower on land. This also has the D-Navi system. Additional weapons include torpedo launchers. While Marcus is in the middle of a mission, Orba and Astron grabs him. He says he has a job for him. The Freedom was in the middle of accepting shipment. They have to continue transfer. Tifa wants to help the team out. The doc says this is good for her. She is opening up. One guy creeps on Tifa. But it is a very awkward excuse to bring up the Sea of Lorelei. Female ghosts are said to haunt the seas. Orbit and Marka are pursuing underwater in the Polypamos. It has torpedo launchers, and it is a sub. Listen, not all breakdowns are elaborate. Sometimes a sub is just a sub. Everyone hangs out in the lounge talking about the Sea of Lorelei. It's based off an old story about sirens and the Rhine River. Kid scares everyone. Has the captain felt loved before? It seems like he has, but he will never tell. Orba and Marcus find GX bits underwater. The FX-9900 GX bit is a mass production unmanned satellite system loading mobile bit that can be used by GX and the Flash system. This is designed to be controlled by new types, and up to 12 can be controlled at once. This looks like GX and has the same satellite cannon, beam sword, and shield buster rifle. 12 bits could work together to form a long-range attack. They also find Operation L and a girl in a pod. There is no data on it. Also, Shagia is just hanging out on a bluff. Get a hobby, you dork. Tifa could sense when the orcs opened the pod. While looking at a picture of his lost lover, Jamil is told by Tifa to change course towards the Sea of Lorelei. Roy sounds like he wants to have sex with a ghost. Tifa begins communicating with the pod girl. She says she is going to let pod girl take over her body for a little bit. Don't be afraid. That is when the orcs attack. Roy and Garad head underwater while Wits guards the air. GX attacks Dow Suit 3s. Tifa comes on the bridge acting weird. Jamil lets the doctor see this behavior. Garad is letting his guard down, letting a shot get to the surface. Orba in Astron makes his appearance. He pushed too far and fell into Orba's trap. They fire torpedoes on the Freedom. Tifa says it's okay guys, check this out. Pod Lady activates. The torpedoes and the Gundams are frozen on the battlefield. Tifa glows. She is not Tifa. She is Lutil Lylant. This was Jamil's long-lost love. She passes out. The mobile suits are free of its spell. The Polypamos ascends to the surface. Shagia tells Orba not to sink the Freedom and to meet up with him. He retreats. Who are all these random men on board ready and waiting to weld? There's a magical crew that does most of the real work behind the scenes. Jamil tells the crew about Lutil and how her psyche was destroyed by the end of the war. Tifa, as Lutil, wakes up and tells Jamil that she is inside of the L system. She doesn't want to be used anymore. They decide to go and free her. Sarah talks to Jamil but purposely leaves the door open for Garad to overhear. In doing so, he gives the G controller to Jamil and thinks that he should go out in the GX to save Lutil. Roy yells at Sarah. Then he tells her about his long-lost love. You know, the girl from the graveyard. The dead one. Jamil and Roy head out and begin their assault on the Polypamos. Orba tries to cut off amplifying Newtype waves. From the distance is a giant UNE fleet. This fleet is under control of Amzat Cartrell of the new UNE. From a UNE aircraft carrier called the Doridia launches Dotris Flyers. The DT-6800F Dotris Flyer is an aerial combat variant of the Dotris. It is equipped with a backpack that allows it to fly under Earth's gravity. This turns this unit into an aerial attack mobile suit. It is more versatile than your standard Dotris. Weapons include a 90mm machine gun, a beam saber, and a shield. GX continues skating on the water, taking out Dow seats. Orba got the UNE to back him up. The Freedom continues pursuing. The UNE fleet goes boom 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 boom. Orba and Shagia join the battle. Jamil keeps rushing forward. Lutil doesn't want the Freedom to die for her. The L system can work as a flash system. The two sync Newtype thoughts and are able to activate the captured GX bits on the Polypamos. They use the bits to take control of the battlefield. Remember, the bits are on the level of GX. They watch in amazement. Jamil, with the help of Lutil, is able to fend off the fleet. But after the battle, Jamil says they don't need these machines and destroys all of the GX bits. They were able to save the L system and Lutil. Lutil says, thanks for saving me, but I used the last of my power and I'm about to die. Put me back in the sea. Blech. What a waste of time that was. Well, her soul is free at least. Lutil leaves Tifa's body and passes away. They bury her in the ocean. Jamil wants to be alone as he lost the woman he loves. Anil is checking out the new Esperanza. The DTM 700D Esperanza is made by arms dealer Lumark Kauto and made using salvaged junk parts. This has strong acceleration but lacks firepower. It only has 2 beam guns and 2 machine cannons. She doesn't seem too interested in the mobile armor. The Saiyans Island survived the colony drop. They also avoided vultures and orcs, as well as have energy plants, making this one of the few booming cities on Earth. A man named Miles is simping hard for Anil, a girl with a past. Oh, poor guy. Miles also is the one who meets with the Freedom at the Saiyans Island port. This is the first time they've been on land for some time. Tanya runs errands when she runs into Anil. The two have lunch and talk about boys. Anil is talking about a boy who got away. Anil is talking about Garad, which is interesting. But why is her and Tanya friendly? Aren't they supposed to be enemies? Garad's going for it. Aw, he couldn't commit again. Anil gave Tanya a dress, and she is rocking it. Wits looks at Tanya, and Roy looks at Wits. I feel like Wits and Roy are a single package. She goes to meet with Anil again, who tell her about Miles. I want these two to do stuff together. Tanya tells her to come with her. You think Garad and Tifa are about to give away Tanya's identity, but it's a fake out. Miles comes into the restaurant where he recognizes Tanya as a Freedom crew member. Apparently Anil doesn't know because the sound of the Freedom makes her run away. Tanya tells Garad about Anil, and he instantly recognizes who she is talking about. Anil decides to buy the Esperanza from earlier. It approaches the Freedom and says, come at me, bro. But Tanya comes on the comms, and she decides to back down. Anil has found herself back on the battlefield. And that will do it for this episode. Newtype dolphins remind me of old Star Wars legend novels where the Force flowed through all of nature. There are multiple times where the Doctor says that dolphins don't kill each other. That's false. Dolphins do so much murdering. Next time, Colonel Amzat of the new United Nations captures the Freedom. Wits and Roy learn about Zonda Epta, and we will see Double X in action. But that will do it for now, Newtypes. Is there a campaign to get Anil and Tanya together? I need to board that ship. Peace.